Alright, so I'm going to be showing you just a very basic shading tutorial for shirts especially, but you can apply this to anything you design, of course. Alright, so first I'm just going to outline it. I am going to speed up this outlining process because it's not the main point of the video. I'm just going to outline a quick shirt. Let me speed this up. Alright, as you can see I'm just making the waistbands and then copying and pasting it, and then of course also the, not the waistband, the hemline, and then of course the little collar, and then boom, the back, and then of course the shoulders. Alright, after this I'm just gonna briefly color in the shirt so that way I have a clear set of purpose. Also, I'm sorry for any background noise. There are trains going by my house all the time, and it is like 9:30 that I am recording this. Alright, now I'm just filling it in. I'm gonna go with green because green is my favorite color. So if you see me using a lot of green in designs, I'm sorry. Also, I'm sorry, I tend to talk a lot in my videos and in my lessons, so if you don't want to hear that, just mute me, I guess. Right now I'm just filling it in with the pen brush, and I'm sizing it up a lot, and then I'm going to erase the excess later on. Also, I have a little dot in my advanced template because I forget to erase it, so I have to just erase it every single time because I'm too lazy to erase on the actual template. By the way, I am using the Roblox Advanced template, not the basic template, so that's why it might look a little strange to those of you who haven't yet used the Advanced template. Alright, now I'm just erasing the excess. I did speed this part up. I did not erase this fast in actual time. Alright, now that I'm done erasing, I'm just going to add a new layer, and I'm going to start with my shading. For this lesson, I'm going to be using two different types of shading, just to show you guys the differences between the two and let you guys choose which one you prefer personally. Right, so the first part of the first shading technique is just putting like little downward lines on any place that you're gonna want like shading, if that makes sense. And then you're just gonna blur it out using the blur tool. Which you can use this on pretty much anything. Gaussian blur also works. Now I'm just gonna swipe over this a little bit. I am using MediBang on iPad in case you're wondering what program I use. Whenever I was doing PC, I was using Paint.net. Alright, now I'm just gonna quickly erase the excess. I did speed this part up. And whenever you're erasing the excess, please be very careful to not be on the wrong layer or to erase something that should be there. Right now I'm gonna add a new layer and I'm gonna start drawing little lines where I think the shading should be. So for this method, anywhere you think a wrinkle would be naturally on the shirt, you're just gonna create like a 2 pixel line. I'm sorry, that's a bit big still. Let me fix it a little bit more. Okay, sorry, I'm taking so long. Alright, I'm just gonna create lines where I think wrinkles would naturally go on a shirt. Obviously, this is different for every designer. Figure out what you like. I will be speeding up this process eventually. Sorry that I took so long to speed it up. I'm just a little bit of a slacker, and I didn't realize how slow this actually was. Alright, I'm speeding it up right about now. Okay, so as you can see, I did just like hide the other layer now, so that way I could easier see where I'm shading. Alright, after I did this, I just smudged these out, which I did also speed up, just so you could like get the process if you need it. If you want to see it slowed down, just slow it down on YouTube, or I can post the slowed down version if a few of you ask me, of course. Alright, now I'm just gonna get my smudge brush and just lightly smudge out these lines. So I'm not a huge fan of MediBang smudge brush because it takes a lot of effort, if that makes sense. Or I'm just not good and I forgot how to smudge stuff out. I don't really know what it is, but it's something. So I'm just gonna naturally smudge these out so it just looks like a bit more faded in. By the way, this is fed. Alright, once you're like through with your smudging, you're gonna do highlights. Which I don't typically do highlights for this design. I typically just leave it at the shading which I know is kind of bad, but it's okay. So then I'm going to add some highlights just on another layer after erasing the excess on this layer, which I will do very shortly. Because, you know, we don't need all this excess stuff. Alright, now I'm going to add a new layer. I did mess it up a little bit when I was in the middle of this, so I'm sorry if it's a bit confusing what I'm doing right now. I don't really know what I was doing. I think I got distracted. And now I'm just going to create a new layer, color layer, of course, and go back to my pen brush, do a little bit of a lighter green, and then just, you know, fill in right next to it. So I don't know how to better explain that. Just fill in right next to where smudges are, and then I'm going to smudge it out later on. Alright, I'm just going to speed this up a little bit. Alright, once this is all there, I'm going to just smudge it. Smudge, smudge, smudge. So it doesn't show too much. But whenever if you don't like it like that, you can always change the hue to a lighter color or a darker color. I personally don't do a lot of highlights, so it does look a little bit weird with my style, of course. But you can figure it out if you want to use highlights. Right, now I'm just going to erase the excess, which I will be speeding up, of course, because I'm trying not to make my videos too long. Originally, this video was about 30 minutes, and I cut it down to 10 minutes and 32 seconds, roughly. Alright, and now I'm just erasing excess, and next I'm going to do the other style of shading that I wanted to show you, which I'm going to be just hiding the other layers while I do that. So this method is a method that I don't prefer to use, but it is a lot faster. It takes a lot of practice though, and I'm not the best at it. I was just trying to show you guys the method of how to do it in case you want to do it yourself. Right, so I'm just gonna create big lines along the edges, and then I'm just gonna like sort of smudge them, if that makes sense. Which you'll see what I mean in a minute. No, that's not big enough. Right, so I'm just gonna create these lines. By the way, when you're designing, please be original. If you like a style, do it, but please don't copy somebody's exact style, exact designs, exact everything. It's not a good look. Sorry. So right here, I'm just trying to figure out how to do it again because I did not practice before recording this. I kind of just winged it, not gonna lie. So ignore me struggling over here. Later on, it'll be a bit more obvious what I did. Slow it down if you need to. And it's about to speed up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, and then sped up. Still looks awful, of course. The front part honestly looked bad still, even at the very end. I kind of just gave up on it, to be honest. I'm just kind of creating indentions and then just blurring it out, I guess. I don't know how to better explain that. Which I do know looks kind of weird. Now I'm going to just add a new layer and add some highlights, which is just going to be lines. And then, of course, exactly the same method I just did for the shading, but with the lighter color. You can use the same color that you use for the other highlights. By the way, please do not use 2 methods of shading on one shirt. It's not going to turn out well. I'm telling you that right now. If you use multiple methods of shading for one thing, it's not going to look good. I'm not saying you can't, I'm just saying I would not suggest it. Because it will make your designs very uncoordinated. Alright, now I'm going to just smudge this out just like I did for the last thing, and I'm going to speed it up. Alright, so I just hid the other layer because it was kind of getting in my way. And once I'm done with this, I'll show all of the layers. I'm just gonna have to erase all of this excess first though, and then I'll show you a compare and contrast of the 2 different types of shading. Oops, sorry if I just hit my mic. Because I know it's really important for you guys to see them side by side, not just like existing, if that makes sense. Please keep in mind you can shade however you want. These are just methods that I personally know. If you'd prefer another method, please do your own method. Alright,